with a team that has never won a Premier League title versus a team that has just won close to 13 Premier League titles, and then you call that a derby? That's not a derby, man. That's not a derby, man. It's not what a derby is all about. It's not a derby. And who tells you it's a derby when you have not yet really gone ahead to really go on and really watch this one, the biggest derby in English football, according to me? So smash the like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Now, Manchester United, this channel, so as Manchester United is all out there, and a team has been named by Erik ten Hag that he believes is going to go ahead and really collect some good points into this game of football. And obviously, as you see it there, it has been named onto your screen, and Erik ten Hag has gone with David De Gea, Lisandro Martinez, Bruno Fernandes, Marcus Rashford, Malacia, Ericsson, Rafael Varane, Diego Dallo, Anthony, Sancho, and Scott McTominay. On the bench, we are having Tom Heaton, Lindelof, Luke Shaw, Casemiro, Freddy, Pelestri, Elanga, Martial, and Cristiano Ronaldo. That's the starting 11 of a team which goes by the names of Manchester United as far as a side of a team which goes by the Man City is concerned. We are playing at the Etihad. The last time we played here, we lost 4-1, but I believe that we're really going to get a positive result today because it looks like we are really having positivity into this game of football. Now, when you look at a team which goes by the names of Manchester City, they are really making big changes. And for United, obviously, it's really something that you expected to happen, that he's going to go with a team that is unchanged. And obviously, if at all you watched my match preview, the predicted lineup of Manchester United has really came out and really portrayed it out in there for you. And that is how I really came out to really let you know that this is something that Erik ten Hag is going to stick with. But when you go to a side which goes by the names of Man City, guys, guess what? Man City has gone with a 4-3-3, and obviously there is a player that is not in, and all of you are really going to get surprised what really happened to this player because they've just returned from what we call the international break. Now, Manchester City is having the following. They're having Edson, they're having Kyle Walker as a right back, Akanji, they're having Nathan Ake, they're having Joao Cancelo as the left back, they're having Kevin De Bruyne, Ilkay Gundogan, Bernardo Silva, Phil Foden, Haaland, and Jack Grealish. And guess what? The top point of who is missing out in this jigsaw is this guy who always plays here, who goes by the names of Pedri. Now, at the start of everything in this game of football, you really come in here and really ask yourself, where is this guy who goes by the names of Pedri? Because Pedri is the mastermind of what City really does and doesn't do in every game of football. He has the most number of passes completed. He has the most number of touches in the Premier League, and that really puts him into a better position to come in here and really compete for the best CDM into the world of football, especially as far as the Premier League is concerned. Gundogan coming in there to go ahead and really play into that system. But don't you think it's really going to be here and a very bad occasion for Man City? Because this is really something great and so much instrumental into the game of football as far as it's concerned for a side which goes by the names of Manchester City. Pedri out, and that is really a very huge blow and shame to a team which goes by the names of Manchester City. You know, Erik ten Hag always does the following. Guys, let me interrupt. This has annoyed me. I don't know whether it has annoyed you too, but for me, it has really gone ahead to annoy me a lot because Erik ten Hag, you know, his cult, every time he's coming to the field of play and the game has not yet started, what he does is he comes in and really looks around the field of play for like 10 minutes. And today, when he came onto the pitch or the turf of the match of Etihad, do you know what they did? They started to sprinkle water as a sign of chasing him off the pitch. And he majestically moved off the pitch, and he couldn't go ahead to really and really carry out his usual cult because he said he does that because he loves the game of football a lot. So he was really thrown out of the pitch by the sprinklers at Man City, and the derby has started that way because it has never gotten worse to this level. And I believe they are chasing the manager of the field of play, and I don't believe that that is something that they would have done. I don't know why they did it, but obviously it's really something insanical and it's so much nonsensical according to me. But let's get into this. Pedri out of the starting 11 of a team which goes by names of Man City. And obviously that gives United an edge as far as this game of football is concerned. I don't know what you think about it, because I think the best reference into the midfield area of Man City is none other than a man who goes by names of Pedri, and his absentia is really looked at as something that is really going to go ahead and really cause lots of problems to Man City as you look at their starting 11 in there for you. I think you've already seen it, and let me flash it back on the screen because I had to go in and really flash into that. Now, Ruben Diaz out also. I believe Akanji is a good defender, but Nathan Ake is suspect. And Kyle Walker is one that we can go past. And I believe that we can get a result, guys. Even a win is possible. Most people are not really believing in me, but I told you that we can go ahead and really get a result from this game in the for you. So Phil Foden, Haaland, and Jack Grealish are really the front three that Man City is really going to have to front in this game of football. Let's wait and see what this is going to be like. Let's go to how United is going to stand. The unchanged starting 11 of a team which goes by the name of Manchester United that Erik ten Hag has named in a system of 4-2-3-1 with David De Gea in goal, Dalot playing as a right back, Varane, Lisandro Martinez playing as the central defenders, the central defense partnership for United, Varane playing as a right center back, Lisandro Martinez playing as a left centre back, Malacia playing as a left back, Scott McTominay and Eriksen playing in a double midfield pivot, then Bruno Fernandes playing ahead of them as a central attack midfielder, Sancho playing off the left as a left attack midfielder, Antony starting again playing as a right attack midfielder, and Marcus Rashford is leading the line for United. Remember, he got an injury in that Arsenal game and he had not returned since then, but he is back and running and he has made it to the starting 11 of a team which was by names of Manchester United. So when you look at this team and how it's really lined up, don't expect us to go in and really play the Ten Hag ball. Not really. There are going to be glimpses or glances of it in this game of football, but don't think that you're really going to go ahead and really get what we call the lion's share of the possession in this game of football. Man City are really going to be having the lion's share on this game of football, but you must really get in an argument that maybe the absentia of Rodri is really going to pay us or to give us a chance to go in and really do the needful to this game of football, and maybe the midfield battle can be won by Eriksen and Scott McTominay. Maybe later a Casemiro can be dropped into that midfield area and things might go our way as you want them to be, because it doesn't get uglier than it went back last season, because we really played very badly and I believe we didn't deserve to get a result. But in this game of football, with how we've been playing into the Premier League, we've played how many games? We've played close to 4 games consecutively. Those have been consecutive wins. That's how we've been able to gather our 12 points. And with the absentia of Rodri and Calvin Phillips, who's really having what we call who underwent the shoulder surgery and is out, guys, this shows you how good we are in contention to go ahead and be the battle aside which goes by names of City, because we are really having a full squad back. Rashford is back, Martial is back, who else is back? I think those are the only ones who are injured. Harry Maguire is out, but I really believe that we are really having a better side that is going to take on a side which goes by the names of Man City. Rashford, I think with his pace, he can really go ahead and outpace people like Akanji and Nathan Ake, and that all depends on this man who goes by the names of Eriksen. Shirt number 14 is the main man where every chemistry is going to begin into this game of football, especially into the central midfield area, because he's acting as a connector and he really passes this, he links the midfield to the attack of Sancho, Bruno, Antony, and Rashford. I have a feeling, I don't know whether you've also really gotten it, but I have a feeling on a man who goes by names of Antony, shirt number 21. Guys, I have a feeling. What is your feeling about Antony in this game of football? He's going to be facing Cancelo. To me, Cancelo is suspect defensively, and I believe he can really go past him, but it's going to depend on how the midfield is really going to be feeding him into the side of play. Antony is really good, quick feet, and he can send Cancelo on the wrong foot every time he goes close to him. But it will depend on how early enough the likes of Bruno, Scott McTominay, Ericsson get him onto the ball, because that is the main important thing of this game of football, because we need to see our forwards really getting onto the ball a lot. But one thing I'm confident about for this game of football, and that's why I'm really having a positive thought that maybe we can go in and really get a result after this game, is simple. One, I believe that if we came here under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and we got a result, when the team we had is not nowhere near to the team we're having right now as far as performance, because almost 90% of the players that are really playing into this game of foot, into this team, were into that game of Man City. De Gea, the back four was out. Scott McTominay played, Bruno Fernandes played, and Rashford played the last time we beat them. So it shows you that we are really having players. But obviously, the players right now that are really in this contention are really so much improved by the manager. And you see how much they have gone to grow in confidence as far as this game of football is concerned. And secondly, the Ericsson factor. I believe Ericsson is really going to be so much pivotal if you have to go ahead and really get a result in this game of football of Manchester United versus Man City at Etihad. Reason being, he is the connector. And when you look at Pep Guardiola, he's not this kind of manager who comes out to knock out a different kind of player or a specific kind of player. He just believes that play your way and let me play my way, and let's see who is really going to create more chances to really have many goals. That is it. That's going to be the most important thing into this game of football. And that's what a manager who goes by the names of Pep Guardiola believes in. But for Erik ten Hag, he believes in getting like an Ericsson and telling him, please, go everywhere there is Kevin De Bruyne. As you saw him, what he did in the game of Arsenal. He told Ericsson that, please, I want you to be monitoring all the footsteps of a man who goes by names of Odegaard. And that's what he did. And obviously, he really got a result from all what he really told him to do. So, who is going to cancel who in the midfield? That is what I'm going to wait and see. But I don't believe that Ilkay Gundogan can go ahead and really play as a CDM, as Rodri or Calvin Phillips. So, I believe we have a chance. If our chance of really getting a result in this game was at 30, I now increase it to 50, because games of football are lost and won in the midfield. And even if Scott McTominay fails to go ahead and really take over this midfield, I believe you're having a weapon on the bench in the names of Casemiro that is going to come in through and really do the needful and really take the game to what we call the next level and win the midfield. So I believe we are really going to win the midfield battle for the very first time against City, because most of the times we played against City, we've been playing that ball over the top, and then Rashford uses his pace and Martial to go on and really exploit that space left in between the back four and the goalkeeper of a side which goes by names of City. So lots of positivity are really looming in me, and I believe I was a little bit nervous, but so much expectant. But I'm no longer nervous about the game. Rodri being out gives me all the ultimatum to go out and really say, all right, I think we can get a result out of this game that is even 3 points. Getting 3 points in this game gets us to 15, 2 points behind City. This is a Manchester derby, and you know what's in the derby? It's not the set of players you have, how skilled they are, and what quality they have or possess, but who works hard more than the other wins the game. And guess what? Which team has been working hard more these days? It's Manchester United. If you ask me, which team has been really working hard this season, it's Manchester United. Ever since that game of Brentford, United players have been running an average of close to 13, 14 kilometers per game. So, we are here to really go on and orchestrate that every era comes to an end. And the statement that will be gotten from us winning this game of football is really going to be so much immense, and everyone in the world will go on and really put respect to the name of Erik ten Hag and the entire team of Manchester United, because I've seen people coming out and saying United is not going to win. They are here talking loads of shit about us, but I really believe that we are really going to go ahead and really shock them. So guys, smash the like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. You can as well go into the live chat and vote for who do you think is really going to go ahead and really win this game of football. Is it Manchester United? Is it a team which goes by the names of Man City, or it's going to be a draw? All those options are catered for you down into the comment section. Now, I want to go to Sky Sports because I believe they have really a very nice article that they really put out in here for you, and I really want to crop it and bring it on your screen because you guys, I am here to really feed you with what is coming in from the media as far as it's concerned. I'm really having a man who goes by names of Gary Neville. He has lots of things that said about the derby, and obviously let's wait and see what this is really going to be all about. But Gary Neville is so much specific, and this is what he had to say about this derby of Manchester United and Manchester City. In his own words, Gary Neville has told us that I think when that ball goes in behind between goalkeeper and centre-back with the quality that Cancelo, De Bruyne and Manchester City players have, I think you are in big trouble. I think you almost have to stop it at source in those wide areas. Make sure you close down, because if you let Kevin De Bruyne and Cancelo have lots of space, we've seen the deliveries that have been going in for him. And there are others that can do it. Then you have real problems. Once that goes in, I don't think it matters if it's Martinez, Rafael Varane, or a 6'4" center halves. Haaland has proven he can score goals in the space between defenders and the goalkeeper, irrespective of who the defenders are. So let's not focus too much on Martinez's size, although I do think it will be a problem if the ball goes in with real quality. But for how long will people go ahead and really make Martinez a talking point? This guy has proven himself, and I don't see any reason as to why people are really coming out and really trying to throw banters all over him. People like Jamie Carragher have come out and really told the media that if he was Ten Hag, would have told Martinez that whenever you see Haaland, just go and hide. Can you imagine? So, Gary Neville, the points you've really said that are really so much valid are from here. But the rest is trash, according to me. The main point is, don't let the outlets of City feed Haaland. That's it. That is Kevin De Bruyne, Gundogan, Bernardo Silva. Don't let them feed this guy, because the moment you let them feed this guy, you are done. You're right, because you are telling us that he has shown us and proven to us that he can really go ahead and really score goals. Obviously, he can go ahead and really go on and really score goals. Now, let's go to what Roy Keane had to say. Roy Keane is telling us that they had a shocking start, but in the last 4 games, the signs have been better. They have good quality, and to me, it looks like there is a bit more spirit and fight in the team. The new players have settled, and they have to take confidence from that. This is their toughest test so far, but I think they will come into in a good place, and they will really looking forward for it. So everyone has been telling us that Liverpool is the hardest test. Arsenal is the hardest test. Now, even Man City, you're telling us the hardest test. If we've gone ahead to overcome all those hurdles, then I don't believe that there is no hardest test we haven't tested as Manchester United. I believe we are going to in this game. People are taking us under the dogs, but I believe we are really going to get a result. People are not really putting respect to the name of Erik ten Hag and the players, but they at one time are going to come out and really put respect to the name of the manager or the gaffer who goes by the names of Erik ten Hag. And obviously, I expect a positive result today. I don't know what you think about that, but for me, I expect a positive result today as far as this game of football is concerned. So smash the like button. We're having close to 30 people watching in, only 13 have really smashed the like button. But let me get straight into your comments, into the live chat. I know Mugisha Willie. Let's wait for the results. Obviously, let's wait for the results and see what is going to happen. Then we are having Thomas Donko. Greetings from Ghana. Thank you, Thomas, for watching in. You've been here every time, and you always make my day here onto this channel. Semanda Francis Official, Man United win. All right. Yeah, to me, I really believe that we're not losing. We are either winning or we are drawing this game. That's what is running in my mind. I don't know what's running in your mind, but I really believe that a positive result is going to be taken. We are not dropping 3 points at Etihad. That's what is running. I'm really having a lot of belief in me. I don't know why, but let's wait and see where the game ends from. And if at all we lose, I'll come in here and concede that obviously I made a very huge blunder. And you remember those that really watched my match preview, I came out and told you that I see a draw written all over this game of football, but the absence of Rodri has really thrown me into some people call it weird. You get a weird positive thought that we can even fetch 3 points from the Etihad. So let's wait and see. Then I'm having Ibrahim Musa, United win. Yeah. And when I say that we are going to beat City, that doesn't mean that I don't respect City. I respect them. I respect them highly, and I hold them in high esteem because they've been doing this for very many years. And for the last 6-7 years, they've been dominant in the Premier League. Out of the 6 Premier League titles, they've gone ahead to win 5. So they are really a very good side. But Rodri being out and Ilkay Gundogan playing as a CDM, that really gives us a chance to go ahead and really maybe dominate the midfield and really cause havoc. You saw the game of Liverpool. Liverpool got back in the game when they brought in Fabinho, but after bringing him on, the damage had already been done by United, and the game ended 2-1. So to me, I believe we can all go out and really get a result that is positive as a draw, and the most positive result as a win at Etihad. You see, I believe the return of Martial should be a very huge boost for United, and I believe we can go ahead and really get a result at Etihad. I don't know what you guys think about it, but I'm into your comments and I'm reacting to them as you guys are really flopping them in. Then I'm having a gentleman who goes by the names of Noah Bahoha. He's telling me that we Manchester United are going to defect 2 against Man City, live and direct for sure from Noah Abba in Sierra Kanena City, Eastern Region. All right. Thank you, Noah, for watching in from Sierra. But I believe this game can go either side. But I believe the absentia of Pedri gives us a very huge boost into this game, because we can win the midfield battle for the very first time against City. You get? And winning, it doesn't mean that we are really going to be having a lion's share of possession. No. But they're not going to boss this game a lot in the midfield area, because I know we can cancel them out. And if at all you take that physical game to them, we can really outclass them. So I believe we even have another weapon on the bench in the names of Casemiro that can come in and really get things done more and more. Then I'm having Joham Iyai is telling me from South Sudan, Juba. Thank you for watching in. South Sudan, Juba. Thank you for watching in. Guys, we are being watched by everyone and every corner of the world. Then I'm having Reginald Njoku, Man United win. All right, thank you very much. Then I'm having Opio Ivan. Why not Casemiro in the central midfield? There is a saying, never change a winning team. And obviously, I know Casemiro is going to get his time. As you sort of felt Verratti for the first 2 games when he was on the bench, I think it's the same thing that's going to happen to a man who goes by the names of Casemiro. I believe Erik ten Hag believes in him, and that's why he recommended him to be brought to the team. But on the due course of him coming to the team, Scott McTominay became better. Guys, I've been a critic of Scott McTominay. You've seen me for very many games coming out and really criticizing Scott McTominay. But obviously, I believe he is on that pitch on merit. He's not favored as he used to be on the pitch under the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer era. But he's on that pitch on merit, according to me, and he's really doing a very good job. And obviously, in a game like this, you can't really bring in Casemiro to start. Scott McTominay even went away to play for his national team, and we played very well. So I believe us having a debate between Casemiro and Scott McTominay is really a very positive story to me and to us, because that means if we can be this good when a player who you are rating second field of Casemiro in the name of Scott McTominay is starting, then how are we going to be looking if at all Casemiro gets into this team? That means we are really going to be so much deadly, and we are going to hurt very many opponents on the field of play. Not so. So Casemiro will come in through, but I believe he's going to get his time, and his time is not far away from now. Max Hayho, I feel it's gonna be a 3-0 Man City hat-trick Haaland. Everything is possible in the derby. Everything is possible in the derby, because when you look at that game where Man City came in at Manchester United and beat us by 6-1, it's United that scored first, I think. Man City leveled, and the way we played never really came in through and portrayed exactly what was on the field of play. That result never portrayed exactly what was on the field of play, but we were demolished by a team which goes by names of Man City. You get? We are demolished, but I can't rule out Man City putting 3 goals against us, because at their ground, they've been really scoring an average of 4 goals. But the question is going to be, against which central defense? That should be the big question, because I believe in our central defense that it's one of the best in the Premier League, though people have not yet come out to really give us the hails that we deserve. But I believe that our central defense is one of the best in the Premier League. And now Manchester City is really going to go ahead and really face one of the best defenses into the Premier League. Now, how are you going to deal with Haaland? That is simple. Trust me, there are teams that Haaland has played with, and they're really going to have to contain him. You get? And if at all Haaland scores 1 goal against United, and United puts 2 at the back of Man City, it's going to end in the favor of United. So to me, I don't mind whether Haaland scores or not. I mind about us not conceding very many and really scoring 2 goals against that Man City defense. That's what I'm aiming at. Telling me that how am I going to deal with Haaland? That has already been planned for by the manager, because Erik ten Hag told you in the press conference that we are not going to play against Haaland. We are going to play against a team which goes by names of Manchester City, and we are planning for the entire team of City. And remember, Martinez is not facing Haaland for the very first time. If Atoli was facing him for the very first time, then it would have been a question that really had a tough answer to give you. But let me school you that in the double encounter they really faced Borussia Dortmund, when this guy was still at Borussia Dortmund, Haaland was silenced by Martinez, and Martinez became out as the winner. You get? He came out victorious. And in a certain game, Ajax beat Borussia Dortmund by 4-0. And people are really trying to compare Martinez and Haaland as David and Goliath battle, respectively, the Bible. But even if it was like that, guess who came out as the winner? It was David. He laid Goliath down. Not so? So, I'm here to really let you know that Haaland can be silenced. He can be silenced. I remember United having Ronaldo on his prime, at his prime. There are games that we lost, and Ronaldo couldn't even get a shot on target. So, I think even Haaland is going to get the first test of one of the best defenders in the world, that is Rafael Varane, alongside the butcher, Lisandro Martinez. So, as you're really hailing Haaland, also ask yourself, how is Akanji and Nathan Ake going to go ahead and really deal with the player who goes by the names of Marcus Rashford, Anton Martial, Ronaldo? How is Cancelo going to deal with Anthony? How is Kyle Walker going to deal with Jadon Sancho? I welcome those questions to my players, and I want Max Hayho to go ahead and really pose the same questions to the back four of Man City. Don't you think United has players that are really a threat to Man City? I really believe you have many. Ericsson is one of them. You get? Dalot is one of them. He's coming into this game after scoring a brace at the national team. You get? He can really thrive because he has already thrived in all games he's played with Manchester United. So I believe that's so much one-sided because if I told you front Haaland a lot, don't you think that Rashford can go ahead and really school Akanji and Nathan Ake? I think it's possible. Then Zubi, Conshine, Man United must have the 3 points. Yeah, I believe we can get the 3 points, but even City can really go ahead and really get them in there for you. Then I'm having Thomas Donko. United lose will be a draw in there for you. I believe it. I believe the minimum result we are working out with at Etihad is really going to be a draw, according to me. Then I'm having Jonathan Oyedogun is telling me that Man United fighting spirit is a psychological problem for City. City are under pressure. Yeah, they are under pressure because Arsenal won yesterday. Arsenal is now 4 points clear off the table, and City are really coming in this game with a team that will having more pressure. I don't believe United has the same pressure like that of City. I know the pressure is already there, but when you look at the group of players that we have, most of them have been in these situations a lot. David De Gea, at the age of 18, he was playing in the derby, one of the biggest derbies in Spain, Madrid versus Atletico Madrid. Diego Delo has experienced the fever of the Manchester derby. Rafael Varane has played in one of the biggest derbies in the world and one of the biggest matches in the world. That is the Clasico and the Madrid derby. Lisandro Martinez has played in one of the biggest derbies in Eredivisie. That is it? I think that is a rivalry, the biggest game between PSV and Ajax. So I think the only player is Malacia, who has played in big games like Feyenoord versus Ajax, Feyenoord versus PSV. He's one of those players that I'm really going to hate to really face this level of pressure. Ericsson, he knows this all. He has played in the Northern Derby. He has played in the Milan Derby. He has played in very many huge games. That is the man who goes by the names of Ericsson. And then Scott McTominay obviously never disappoints in the Manchester Derby. Bruno Fernandes, he has scored a couple of goals into this derby. Then Sancho, he played, I think, twice in this derby last season. Anthony, not so much, but I know he played into that rivalry. He knows what it means to play in a rivalry game because he played against PSV while he was at Ajax several times and really bossed them a lot. Rashford, a regular scorer in this derby, and very many others. So I believe we are not having a lot of pressure. You get? But City is really having a lot of pressure. Missing out on Rodri is really one of the big blows that maybe the manager of Man City is really facing before this game starts. Then Jonathan, we will win. I will believe that we can win this game of football. I have it. I have it in mind that we can get a shock, that we can shock City at their stadium. Then I'm having Mohamed Abbas Dean is telling me that Man United will win by 2-1. Yeah. I believe it's a win for United 2-1, 1-0, 3-1. I think even 3-1 is possible because I believe in us being so much clinical in this game of football. And the weapons we're having on the bench are really going to give a very big headache to the manager of Man City. That is Pep Guardiola. Having Ronaldo on the bench, having Anthony Martial on the bench, those two can change the game of football in a blink of an eye. And you saw how it happened in the game of Liverpool. Martial came in through and he will release Rashford with his pace to kill off the game. And obviously, the main attribute that Martial gives you is the hold-up play. The hold-up play that is really so much immense that we've been lacking this game of football. And I believe that you're going to be playing as a more better team with Martial leading the line at Manchester United. Now, the big question is, where is Ronaldo going to be playing and in which tournament is he going to be starting? Because Martial returning means that he's going to be starting in the Premier League games. And Ronaldo is going to be starting the Europa League games, but because he needs more minutes to really get him fit, because he's coming from injury, is he going to start in that game of a team which goes by the names of Omonia, like on the left side of the midfield? I'm waiting to see what the manager is going to do around with it, but obviously it's really going to be a very huge decision to be taken. Now, we are having Asaf Cubs, Mwembezi. I don't see any chance of United, of Man U winning this game. Maybe a draw. Let's go watch from Kampala, Uganda. All right, thank you very much, Mwembezi, for watching in. But this game can go either way. Don't quote me. I'm not saying that City can't win this game of football. City are the favorites. That's it. United are the underdogs. But I believe the underdogs are really more geared up in this game than City. City have one of the biggest blows of the season. They've gone ahead to lose a man who goes by the names of Rodri. And if at all you know Rodri, he is what Man City does and what City doesn't. The other blow is that the player that would have come in and really played that role is Calvin Phillips, but he underwent a shoulder surgery and he's out. We don't know when he's going to come back. So this guy is in really trouble. That is Pep Guardiola, because that midfield battle is really going to be a lot into this game of football. And you know, games of football are lost and won in the midfield. Then I'm having Mohamed Abbas Din. United will win by 2 goals to me. From Sierra Leone, I thank you for watching in. Yeah, United can win, City can win, a draw can come in through, but I don't believe that we are going to leave Etihad without a result. That's it. That's it. Let's wait and see. Anything is possible in the game of football, but let's wait and see what is going to happen. Asimwe Hillary, thank you for the service. All right, thank you for the service of really watching in and subscribing to this channel. In the then I'm having, you say that, but he still scores against bad teams, but United lost 4-0 to Brentford. And now this one, Max, you are in the past. You are in the past. Do you know that ever since we lost 4-0 to Brentford, no team has gone ahead to put 2 goals past us? Do you know that? Do you know that after that Brentford 4-0 humiliating loss, we've gone ahead to keep 2 clean sheets? We've gone ahead to win all our games. And out of those 2 games, we've beaten Liverpool by 2 goals to 1 and Arsenal by 3 goals to 1. You get? And after that 4-0 loss at Brentford, we've not yet went away and conceded a goal. Do you know that? So be up to date, man. Be up to date and really follow up things as they really come on through as we really discuss the game of football. You see, for me, the beauty with me, I'm not biased. And I will come out and really hail teams. Like if at all you've been watching, if at all you follow my other channel as Rokani Media Football, you can as well find me there to discuss other teams. I've been one of those people that have come out through and really told people that I believe Arsenal are really at a point of really winning something in this league. You get? They're more better side than us. I believe that. So I'm not that kind of person who's going to come out and really give you an objective, give you an opinion that's not objective. I believe City coming in this game without Rodri is really a very huge blow. If you don't accept it, then you don't know the importance of Rodri. Go out and Google his stats. The games that Rodri doesn't play are the games that City has lost. The games that Rodri plays in, City has won them at a rate of like 95, 96%. So his absentia in such a big game is really a very huge blow to the Man City fraternity. And the Man City fans know it. They know it. Then I'm having Jonathan saying the best defense will win the game. We have one of the best defenses. Yeah, to me, I believe City are really going to go on and do anything. And I believe every time we've lost to City, it has been shambolic defending. When they put 2 goals against us at Old Trafford in the era of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, I believe we defended poorly. If the defense was so much organized, we wouldn't have conceded all those goals. Conceding 4-1 last season at Etihad, I believe only I think 1 goal would have gone in if at all we had a decent defense. Harry Maguire with an own goal, that one of Bernardo Silva and Mahrez, then that of Kevin De Bruyne at the beginning of the game in 1 minute. You get? So if you've been watching this game of football very well, I believe we are having a better defense that's going to let in very many goals. That's it. That's it. So I believe this game can go either way. City can win it, and United can go ahead and win it. So I don't believe that it's really so much one-sided. You mean the weighing scale is so much on one side? I don't believe so. City are the favorites. We are the underdogs. But I believe even the underdogs can shock the favorites in there for you. Hey, bro, I'm Bright Miles from Dubai. Wish Casemiro starts Ericsson being free. He could have got more chances. Yeah, I believe you're really having a point in what you're saying. But Casemiro coming in through, I believe it's better in a game of this magnitude to really have Casemiro on the bench. Bring in a player who goes by the names of Scott McTominay as you study what Pep Guardiola has for you. And when you really get to know what he has for you, then you can really launch in your secret weapon. That is Casemiro, because Casemiro coming to that game, he can shield the back four and help you going forward, because I believe he's a far much better pass of the ball than Scott McTominay in that game of football. Then I'm having Agaba William. I'm sure United must win by a 2-goal difference scored by new players. You see, what people are not really looking at United is the threat they have going forward. Sancho can do magic like he did against Man City, like he did against Liverpool. You get? He did magic, sat down players, and scored that goal. Anthony, like he did against Arsenal, he's so clinical. He can get such a chance and really go for a curling effort into the back of the net. Rashford, he can use his pace and really hit City on the break and puts that ball past Ederson. As people are really giving a lot of attention to the front three of Man City, the mistake they are doing, they are not giving the same consideration to the front three or front four of Manchester United. Guys, I believe City are a threat, but even United have players that can really torment that back four of City, because City has been conceding goals. City has been conceding goals. Let me show you how they fared this season into these games of football. Let me go. City, where are you? You see, people can force you into the conversation that you wouldn't have wanted to go in, and you are forced to go into that conversation because you really believe that it's really so much pivotal and important. Let me start with what we call sorry. Let me start with the Shelter Shield up onto your screen. Now, let me count how many goals have City conceded. They conceded 3 against Liverpool. You get? They conceded 3 against Newcastle. They conceded 2 against Crystal Palace. They conceded 1 against Aston Villa. They conceded 1 against the side which goes by names of Dortmund. You get? Now, look. Each and every team that has gone ahead to really score in City really has a threat in its its front three. Liverpool, you know the front three they have. Newcastle, you know the front three they have. Crystal Palace, you know the front three they have. Aston Villa, you know the front three they have. Borussia Dortmund, you know the front three they have. So don't think that City is immortal and they have a watertight defense. Guys, if they really tell you that, get me or mention to me a watertight defense in the Premier League. Do you think City is among? They've conceded goals. Now, I'm going ahead to reply to Heyho, who told me that we conceded 4 against Brentford, but City's followed 3 against Newcastle. Crystal Palace came at Etihad, and in the first half, the game ended 2-0. Crystal Palace. And that shows you that if at all United is so much crucial or clinical, they can put the same amount of goals by the time the referee blows the whistle for halftime. And if Crystal Palace had a better defense, they would have won that game of football. They would have made it hard for City. So City is a very good team, but even United has players that are really going to go ahead and really threaten City. Believe it or not, it's going to happen that way. Max LFC, talk to me after the match. All right, I'll talk to you. Let's wait and see. And if at all we lose, I'll come here and say we've lost. But I believe the narrative at which you guys are really rating City is not the narrative that you should be rating it. I think we've beaten City at Etihad with a team that is even lower than this. So, if our defense really keeps tight, as I know it's going to be, it's really going to be a hard game for a team which goes by the names of City. We are to win with the Reds, all right? Then Max is telling me that, wait, all right, I'm waiting. But my waiting doesn't mean that we're going to win 100%. I believe City are the favorites. I repeat it. City are favorites. United are underdogs. But I believe the worst result we're walking away at City is going to be a draw. That's it. Then Max LFC saying, you kind saying Varane has more chance of defending than Man City's defense. You kind are saying Varane has more chance of defending than Man City's defense. I don't know what you're meaning, but I don't know that I've grasped it very well. But it looks like you are saying that Man City's defense is going to be on a holiday. Do you think they're going to be sleeping? I know they're going to come in to play high line, and Erik ten Hag's plan is going to be beating that high line. That's it. That's the plan. He's going to let them have the majority of the ball, but United players are really going to be running after these players. First goal important, and whoever gets it is going to be very important. But obviously, I believe the first goal in this derby has proved important when it comes in the 80th minute. But if it comes in the first half, things can go the other way. The last time we played at Etihad, the first half ended 2-1, and United looked close. But the second half, Man City came up and really exaggerated the lead to 4-1. So anything can happen. Then I'm having Mwesugwa Bernard is telling me it's a draw for me. Yeah, for me, I also first go for a draw, but I see a win possible. And why is a win possible? Rodri being out. That guy is so much pivotal in the performances of City in the previous times they've been playing. And the stats don't lie. Then I'm having Max LFC. Let's see how many trophies you have missed there for you. But concerning trophies, I think United has the most number of trophies in English football. Is there anyone who beats us? Liverpool is one less than us. So we are still the kings. And obviously, the coming in of Erik ten Hag is giving us another chance to go ahead and really thrive in games of football like this. So guys, thank you very much for watching in. Smash the like button, comment and share. If you're only watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we upload here on a daily. Now, let me end this poll. Let me end this poll. Guys, United fans, United win 71%, Man City win 22%, draw 5%. To me, this is what I'm believing. I believe it's going to be like this. It's going to be as follows, according to me, in percentages. Man City win 40%. United win 20%. Draw 40%. That's what I really believe this game of football is going to be like in this moment. The players are really walking onto the field of play. I see United players walking onto the field of play. But before I really leave you, I want to really show you what Erik ten Hag has gone ahead to say as the manager of United before this game really went ahead to start. He has told Sky Sports the following, and let me throw it onto your screen because you need to be watching this. You need to have this onto your fingertips before we get into this Manchester City derby of Erik Ten Hag. First game. He's telling us that Ten Hag on fielding same United team as he did against Arsenal. This is a different team, although they have similarities, but it is about us and developing our game. We need a win, a result, and it can bring in confidence. Then after that, he said Erik Ten Hag on Rodri's absence here for Manchester City, a huge impact on their game in many aspects. They will miss him, but still an 11 that has really good players on the pitch. That's it. And what else? All right. We're here to say that we have to play the game, play our best, and when we follow the rules and principles, we have a chance to win the game. It's going to be hard, but we are convinced of the right result. With two top teams, the details make the difference. And I like the confidence in Erik Ten Hag, and that's what we had to come out and really tell you about this game of football as far as concerned. Thank you guys for watching in. I sign out for now. See you later when the game is halted.